It was just one of those days when time slipped like water through my fingers, when the air felt heavier, and my heart couldn't decide whether it wanted to explode or fall completely silent. And maybe that's why I didn't lock the door. Maybe that's why I thought I had a few more minutes before my world crumbled. But what I do know for certain is that when he walked in unannounced, unexpected, unaware, it was at the exact moment I had told myself no one must ever see. And yet there he was, standing in the doorway, holding his gym bag, hair still damp from the rain, his eyes wide with that awful, stunned look, like someone who just stepped into a dream turned nightmare. And I remember the pause, that eternal pause, where time hiccuped and everything froze, me sitting on the edge of our bed, holding the photo of us from 4 years ago, the one where I'm laughing like I didn't have a care in the world, and he's looking at me like I'm his whole galaxy, while beside me lay the letter, handwritten, trembling with truths I was never brave enough to say out loud. A confession not meant to be heard, but read when I was long gone, and his name still fresh on the envelope in my shaky cursive. But now, he was standing right there, and my worst fear, the one where he finds out what I'm really like, what I've really done, and how long I've been pretending, was unfolding right before my eyes. Because I didn't even have time to hide the journal I had been pouring my soul into for the last 7 months. Pages upon pages of every lonely thought, every bitter memory, every smile I faked, and every moment I resented him for things I never told him about. For the nights he was too tired, too distracted, too busy building our future to realize I was slipping out of it piece by piece. And as his eyes drifted from my face to the letter, then the photo, then the open journal, with that one unmistakable line, I loved him more when he wasn't mine. Something inside him cracked, not loudly, not dramatically, but in that soul-tearing kind of way that only silence can describe. And I said his name softly, brokenly, like it might fix things, like he might blink and forget what he saw. But he didn't move, not even an inch, not until I stood up slowly, as if fast movement might shatter the last thread holding us together. And I tried to explain, I really did. I said things like, it's not what it looks like, and you weren't supposed to see that, and please let me explain. But none of it mattered, because he had already seen everything. Every truth I buried beneath our perfect couple facade, every wound I had stitched shut with silence. And he whispered, how long? Just those 2 words, nothing more, and I knew what he meant. He wasn't asking how long I had been writing or how long I had felt distant. He was asking how long I had been pretending to be his. And I couldn't lie anymore, not with those eyes, staring into me like spotlights, revealing every shameful part of my soul. So I told him the truth, that it wasn't about someone else, not exactly, but about losing myself in a life that looked good from the outside, but never felt like mine from the inside. That I tried, God knows I tried, to love him the way he deserved. But somewhere along the way, I became a stranger to myself, and now to him too. And his silence after that was louder than any scream. And when he finally turned around and walked out without a word, without slamming the door or demanding answers, it felt like a death, not of a person, but of a history, of a future, of us. And the hours that followed were the longest of my life, every second gnawing at my insides, waiting for him to come back, to yell, to cry, to do something, anything. But he didn't, and I knew, deep down, he wouldn't, because some things don't leave bruises, they leave holes. And the next day, when I came home from work and saw half his closet empty, toothbrush gone, his favorite hoodie missing from the back of the chair, I didn't cry. Not right away. Not until I found the old movie ticket stub we kept taped on the fridge from our first date and realized I didn't even remember what the movie was about anymore. Only that we laughed so much that night my ribs ached. And now, laughter feels like a language I no longer speak, because we don't talk anymore. Not even to fight, not even to say goodbye. We pass each other's memories in silence like ghosts walking through a burned house. And when friends ask, I say it just didn't work out, because it's easier than saying, he walked in at the worst possible moment and saw the real me. And now, when I think of him, I don't see the man I once loved. I see a stranger holding pieces of a puzzle that never really fit. And I wonder, do strangers become strangers because they grow apart, or because they finally see each other without the filters of love and denial? Either way, we're not the same people anymore. And maybe we never were. Maybe we were just pretending to be what the other needed. And in that one moment, in that horrible, unbearable moment when he opened that door, The truth ripped through both of us like a storm that doesn't care who it destroys, only that it must. And I'll carry that with me forever, the way his face looked, the way my heart dropped, the way silence swallowed everything. We were and now we're strangers. Not because we wanted to be, but because sometimes the worst moment is all it takes to unravel everything you spent years building.